Good morning, everybody. Cup of coffee time. Well, I had one of those nights last night. I could not sleep. I just couldn't sleep. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to bed a little early and just lay down with my wife and just enjoy some time. Maybe talk to her for a little bit. Couldn't go to sleep. Couldn't rest. Finally, I just told her, babe, I'm gonna get back up and just watch TV for a while or something. Try to make myself tired. Man, I was so wide awake all the way until the morning hours, unreal. And then you feel bad because you're trying to, be quiet, move around. You don't want to disturb other people. Got G-Li sleeping over in her room and she's got schooling, and you've got Melinda that likes, get her solid rest and get up early in the morning. And here you got me roaming around. But nonetheless, even though I only got a few hours sleep and slept a little later this morning than I normally do, I feel great. Yeah, I feel great. Well, I'm going to get out here and get started with the guys. They're already here, and let's see what this day has in store. Hope that you're all doing well, and let's get it going here. So before it gets mega hot, we're going to try to put a little bit of time on this bridge again real quick. We got the septic tank together yesterday. What a chore. Man, what a chore. But we got it there. Once I got the boys to make sure they keep getting those little discs in the grooves in there. But I think one of the reasons it was a chore is because I put that butyl tape all the way around that gap to seal it, and that took up a little space in there that probably changed the tolerances a little bit. It's all right, we got it, and you see we got it all around in there. Sealed this thing up really good. So we'll get out here and we're gonna put just a little bit of time in on the bridge again, and then they're gonna be back over on some other work. Yep, I want to get that bridge done. That board that we put on this side is wider than the other one, but only for now. We're about to take a piece of rebar and we're going to hold it on the side of that wood, bend it in the little shape that we want, and draw that curve into it and cut it. Well, I didn't video it because I don't have my tripod up here. Tripod's out on the boat right now in the cabin, so I wasn't able to set a tripod up to show you. But we held a piece of rebar down through here as a guide, and we can bend it, and we got us a line right here in the curve that we want down to the end. I'm about to take this little electric chainsaw and go down through there and shape it. Then I'm gonna have to do that middle one there also, and once I do that, we'll be able to continue on with deck boards again. Well, we're working on this tank project, but they made the hole too exact. It likes about 1 inch or 2 inches setting all the way down because it's hanging right on these lips. Just a little adjustment real quick and we'll set it back down in there. They must have got their micrometer out, tested it. Yeah, get that little piece of coconut out down there too. And that stone.
Okay. Mag-drawing bird.
Just pull over this way. There you go. That'll be okay. We gotta just get it flat. We need to check it both ways and make sure it's flat. You got the shovel here. You'll have to throw some dirt. What does it need? They say it need to come up. Here, get it flat across here first. It's rolled over. Hey, wait. Put it this way. See? Yeah, throw some dirt down in there. Yeah, right on top of his head. Yeah, keep going. Don't be slow with it. Be fast with it. Don't throw sand inside the hole. Get those covers over there. Yeah, we don't want to get the sand all inside the tank. You can lay that level bar, lay it right on top of those round pieces of plastic there. No, you can't lay it on those. Those aren't snapped down. There you go. That's all right. Just let him throw some in there, and then when you rock it over, it'll go under it. What about this way? Is this end low down here also the other way? You can step out there on it if you need to. It's not a problem. Yeah. Hey, not that end. Just this corner here. Pick up. And kick some of that dirt underneath it with your foot there, Marvin. You got ambushed. Here, kick your foot down there, Marvin, and kick some under it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. No, keep on putting it in. We just gotta make sure it's level both ways. Hey, so what we gotta do is we gotta get pails of water and put in this tank, because if we don't get water in it, when the rains come, it'll push all the way out of the ground. Yeah. Hey, I want to use that old water out of that cistern. Hey, listen, I want to make a multitask here. I want you to put that ladder in that cistern. I want somebody to get water out of there. Take that blue tub, because before the rains come, I want to get all those leaves and things cleaned out of the bottom of that. So if y'all hear me there, you can't just stick these in the ground and go away from it. And concrete and it won't do it either. It's just like a big old ship right there. It's all about displacement. And you think all wet soil won't do it, but it will. It'll hydro that thing right up out of the ground. So there's strapping methods and all this. Man, I seen a solid concrete storm shelter that had a slab on the bottom and straps on it, and heavy rains came, and my buddy watched it in his backyard. He just paid for all that to be put in, and that sucker pushed right up out of the ground as heavy as it was. It's like we joke about this white boat over here and concrete boats, but they've built concrete sailboats. They're out there available on the market, probably secondhand ones today. Military built concrete ships during wartime that had, you know, some smaller roles to play, and it's a real deal. So you've got to have that full, get a bunch of water in it for it to be safe. If you just wait, put it in the ground, cover it, and you're just going to wait until a jillion flushes fill it up, well, rains come along, it's going to lift the thing right up out of the ground. That thing has so much power. It's unreal, the volume of that, the strength that it has of what it can lift. That's why even with swim pools, you got to be careful draining them. You can shift and pop the pool, even a concrete in-ground pool. We're going to get the dirty water that's left in the very bottom of the cistern for the rain catchment. So we're going to clean the tank while there's no rain right now. So just start pouring water in those tanks. Yeah, just keep on pouring it in there. We got to put a bunch. So I'm here in City Hardware. I come here to buy this black 12 mm, about a 1/2 inch plywood and wood tech for some forms we're about to do. And this has got the black film on it. This is for forming up for concrete, and it's $16.76. That's pesos each. But I need to buy some ordinary 12 mm, which is this one right here. And actually this is a 14 even, and they're $13.41. So you're talking about, you know, 300 pesos basically difference, a little over 300 pesos, about 350 or so, just rounding it. And for some just chopping up, we don't want to chop up a bunch of that black for single use. We want that like for walls and all. And I thought I was going to buy it for the flooring forms underneath, you know, pour that deck. But I was looking here, and they've got this 3/4 inch. Actually, it's just a little over 3/4. All right, no, it would be right at 3/4. 18 millimeter nonetheless. And that thick stuff right there is marked down right now at $13.31. So talking about even cheaper than the thin, and definitely cheaper than the black. So I never thought I'd be buying this in the Philippines. It's so common in US, but I end up buying an OSB because a lot of those sides and all we're doing on those forms, the shutters, they're one-off pieces. I didn't want to chop up expensive plywood and waste it, especially since we're not going to be like continuing like we did our house, a build all over it. Man, this was a huge savings. You're talking about 900 something pesos versus 1600 something pesos, or with the 3/4 inch 1200 something pesos. And I need to cover an area, and for that floor deck, this is going to be fine. It's going to get a single pour over it, and it's pretty big savings on my wallet. So it'll work. It'll absolutely work. There was some OSB that I brought from the US. Not a real big fan of it, but I had some that I used for crating sitting in our dining room table, and the guy's been out there cutting up it and used it for shutters and all on form board, and man, they've done several pours with it and it's held up. So if this even get this one singular pour, that's all we're really doing. Which is still high even comparison even with the US, but this ain't the US. I think I seen here last trip I was here, they had this on display, and I think they had a tag there showing it is made in New Zealand. product of New Zealand. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I've been out running, trying to get stuff, man. Everything's always takes so long when you have to go get materials in the Philippines, man. It does. So a trip to City Hardware turned into, it just seems like an all-day event. Just eat your day away. Just to get the plywood, I couldn't believe how long it took in store and getting it loaded and getting here and all that. Unbelievable. And the same thing, my buddy Paul was getting a generator there, and it ended up being a 2-trip ordeal. So welcome to the Philippines. Yeah, welcome to the Philippines. But you know what, I still love it here, even with its flaws. Just it is what it is. Just take it. So it is mega hot. I just saw that Westpac weather or whatever I forget what he calls it, that does the weather for the Philippines. The guy that lives in Florida, I believe, is where he's from. I saw that he was showing just how hot it is here in the Philippines right now, and it is, you just feel it when you go outside. And check this out. I was talking to my brother-in-law, Richard, because when we went to Texas last year, we went to Washington at the last week of July, and then we were there in Texas August and some of September. And when we came back here in September, there was no rain. We had like 2 little light showers, and that was about it. So Richard was here, though, my brother-in-law, also from Texas, and they were right here staying over at Melinda's mom's until they bought their house over in Negros. And we were conversing here the other day, doing the math on it, and he said, well, there was no rain before y'all got here. So he goes, the end of August was the last of the rain. And I said, well, I wasn't sure because we weren't here in August. And he goes, yeah, the end of August was the last of the rain. So look at this: September, October, November, December, January, there's 5, February, March, and now we're to April, but it's just beginning of April. So 7 to 8 months, somewhere between 7 to 8 months, no rain. 3/4 of a year, no rain. And let me tell you, it's mind-blowing to me, because I'm used to, even in the dry season, you still get rain. It's just you don't get as much rain. Doesn't mean there's just no rain. It means there's just kind of less rain. But all the rest of those times was rainy, stormy season, but there was no typhoons, none of this on this side of the Philippines. And look, everywhere they're talking about this problem happening in the Philippines. We're seeing in the news and stuff, cities being declared state of calamity and all because of wells going dry. And my buddy Paul was talking about back even in the mountains there, where he just arrived at his house. They had dug a new well, and they dug it way deeper than the original well so that they would have more water, and they're out of water. And they're having to get water down by some neighbors that live at the bottom of that hill, the mountain, where there's a creek, and then down near the bottom of that creek, they have a well down in there, so they're getting down really deep, and they're pulling some pretty good water still in that particular place, and they're pumping it, piping it up, and sharing it to their friends up there with a black pipe up the hill. So that's really nice of them. They'll turn it on, let everybody get all their stuff filled up, and they'll turn it off. Of course, they don't want a huge electricity bill. But yeah, this is a real deal. And man, we thought we were gonna get rain, but we didn't. So one night, about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, we got a little shower one night in the morning hours. And by the time you're up and going the next day, as soon as the sun hit, it evaporated off, like just poof, gone. I mean, it was like it never even happened. It was so small. Yeah, man, it's a crazy deal. All right, aside of all that, this will pass. I know you're going to tell me I need to build this, get water desalinations and all that. No, all I need to do is just chill, because it's only an occasional event. The last time I remember anything happened similar to this, it wasn't as bad as this one. I think it might have been 2016 or 2017. But look, look here, man. We're already heading for mid 2024. Before you know it, I mean, we've already blown out the first quarter. So, you know, man, I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of work for something that's occasional. I might add a little bit more storage capacity here, but I'm not going to go nuts building a whole bunch of stuff that you got to maintain and work on and all. Rather just have a little bit of extra storage capacity. The end. So might do that. A little extra storage capacity. All right. Side of all those stories, let's move on to something else. So the guys show back up here today and they put in this side window, and we'll have to render in those edges on there. And then I pulled up back from City Hall where they were putting this front window in, and this column here sets out more than that column down there, and there was a reason for it when we built, and it sets back. So they were just going to stick the window straight out, and the frame was just out in the middle of the air up here, and I'm like, what? I said, man, I had already met with them that they got to set it back to this column, and it'll come in here a little to the front of that column, a little back of this one, and it works out. We split the difference, and we just pour a little additional width on this wall right here, just a little small area, and that's that. But man, they were already gonna cut corners, and they made their window frame too wide, and it was hitting the precast, and they were talking about, we're just gonna chop or cut your precast. The hell you are, man. This has got bands of steel in it, wire and some small rebar. It's in circular, and you cut through any of that, it pops loose inside. You know, you lost your strength that holds it all together. You break the band on it, and I can't go chipping and jacking with that and damage my precast and all. Man, again, this is why you have to be around for a build. This is why. It's your job. It's your job. It's your money. It's your job. Do your job. And your job is to make sure your money is being spent wisely, and that your money is getting a good job done with it. Not let them lead you in the, oh, it's okay, later, it'll be all right, we'll just do this, we'll just do that, oh, sorry. Just do it right and be done with it. So that means you got to watch over it. Yeah, you got to watch over it. So I had Joel, he's trying to flatten out for this windowsill where they poured this extra space on this wall. And he's going to mix up a little Portland, but I told him to get some of that Weber heavy-duty tile adhesive, because it has those acrylics, those polymers in it, and use it to do this windowsill down here where that window's going to set, where we extended that out, because it'll be less apt for cracking and breaking and all. And not only does it have adhesive properties, but it has flexibility. And so, man, just mix that. If you mix just pure Portland, it's just going to split and crack loose and crumble over time. So you can use things like those tile adhesives for more than just doing tile. And look how nice and creamy it is and going on there smooth, man. Here, he put a little bit right there, and it wants to go right on there, just nice and smooth. So see, it has a mullion across the top, divides it, and this is a fixed, this is a fixed. It's just got one slider in the middle, and it's one screen in the middle. And basically we can go out and climb out through that if we need to go out to the roof right there to that heater or anything like that. And same with these others. See, I got these nice big wide openings. Yeah. So I want to tell a mistake that I feel like I made. And the mistake is that these windows, I jumped the gun a little bit. These two windows here, I wish I hadn't have put them here. Because that staircase there, and there's that sloped roof right there, and there's no way to seal it there with that glass. And I don't have a solid wall up to the ceiling here anywhere. And I would like to have a solid wall somewhere. Maybe you want to put a bookshelf or anything, and you don't want a window everywhere. And that's going to be the hottest ones too, because right there, boy, right there. Here's what I think I'm going to do to correct my mistake. I think I'm going to remove those windows, and I'm going to incorporate them in to the build that we're doing down over the swimming pool right now. and I think I'm gonna put those in that structure, reuse my money. All we gotta do is make, 2 openings to work for that. We got a laundry room that's going in, we got all those other rooms, so I can definitely use a couple windows somewhere. And I think I'll take those 2 right there, and we're gonna repurpose them down below, and I'm just going to fill that whole spot in right there, because then I can flash that roof outside. It didn't matter before if it was just all open up here, but it matters now. So, and then it gives me a solid wall, and like I say, those are the walls that catch all that whole afternoon and hot evening sunshine. So it'll fix several problems, and I won't, like I said, I won't lose my money because I can still use the windows. It's not a problem. Mock's getting the lumber set up for the decking in here, and that's a crucial step right here. There's not going to be like a suspended ceiling or nothing. There's going to be a swimming pool underneath here. The bottom of that concrete is going to be the ceiling, and if it's all rough and wavy and irregular everywhere, and they think, oh, we're going to cover it later, not on this. When we pull it, we want it nice. So make sure they spend that little extra time and get it all level and flat. What they're doing, they're just notching the side of that off, and he'll break that off now, and then that's where they'll be setting their lumber up in that little notch he just made. So you can see the 2x2 on the top, and it'll be the same thing. He'll be 2x2s across here. Then he'll put the decking on top of that. But the 2x3s are carrying the load of the 2x2s and transferring it down through this bamboo down to the bottom there. So we were just discussing how far apart these 2x2s are going to go, because that's only 1/2-inch decking. It's actually less than half that I got. It's less than half, more like a 3/8. And he's going to put it every foot, and that should be plenty enough right there. You wouldn't want to go any more than that. Here, I can get your picture. It's no problem, baby. Get your little rocking picture. Man, it's nice color out here in this right now. Really nice color. Hold on, I gotta be my wife's photographer real quick. I see the shrimp boats going out right there behind you, Mel.